Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome to what I can only describe another exciting and wonderful episode of Loremasters the Absurd podcast that covers absurd films of 70s, 80s, and 90s. With your host, Loremaster Jeff, myself, Loremaster Eli. How are you doing tonight, Jeff?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
It's just cold April week here and where we live.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
It's not feeling very summery. I was ready to, I was looking forward to being out in the, warm sun, I guess.
It's not even raining. It's just cold, which is dumb.
It was like weird. The other morning, I felt one snowflake.
Yeah.
Like it was on the verge of being cold enough for one fucking snowflake fell.
It was like, I guess there was a frost warning or whatever last night, I think, right?
Yeah, it's
pretty cold. I defrost my truck when I got up this morning. So. Yeah, which actually leads me into my next segment. I'm going to talk for about 25 minutes about weather. How about that?
about the history of frost?
About the history of frost and weather.
Yep. Hey, can I before you do that, can I say something?
Sure.
Let's not do that.
Okay. We'll skip it.
Yeah, let's skip it. Listen, I don't even know how you could think of weather or bears or bees at a time like this when I guess before we get that, so let me say this. We decided for May coming up here, right? We're gonna do Monstrous May. We're gonna cover monster creature flicks, But hey, we lied. No,
we pivoted a little bit for the
pivoted a little bit, right? Yeah, because we
got five. We got 5 in May, right? So
we got 5. We got plenty of time. We got plenty of time. Yeah. But Jeff and I somehow on Sunday we found ourselves in the theater watching the new Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah. And well, it was your wife's fault. So
yeah, we're gonna blame her. And then while we're sitting in the theater, we just looked at each other and go, well, shit, I guess we gotta do Evil Dead this week. Yeah. So we're gonna be talking about the original Evil Dead. But I think you could argue monster-ish.
Yeah, it's well, yeah, the Kandor demons are, I guess, monsters.
Demons are monsters, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's better than talking about frost, bears, or bees.
Well, we're dogs.
We're dogs. Yeah. Any of them, Because as the American prophet Hulk Hogan once said, oh yeah. No, that was Randy Savage.
No, that was Randy
Brother.
Savage. Wow. You messed it up.
I did mess it up. You know what? Brother. That's what Hulk Hogan did. And I'm going to say American poet, and I called him a prophet instead. So this is all gone to shit.
Everything's bad.
Hey, that just tells you it's going to be a crazy one. But hey, before we get into the original Evil Dead, and I'm sure we're going to end up talking about Evil Dead Rise a little bit because it's our podcast. Why the fuck not? We do what we want. Do you want to read? You may read the back of the VHS cover for the original.
Yeah, let's read it. See what it says.
I think you're gonna like this one.
Okay.
I really think you're gonna like this one.
Can't get my hair to do anything.
I keep looking over it. Are you finally just turning into the heat miser?
Yeah.
Is it finally happening?
There we go. Boom.
Oh man. Oh man. Or you kind of look like Biff from Back to the Future.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
If Biff and Heat Miser had a love child.
Yeah. There we go.
Heat Biff. Or the Biff Miser. Right. Wait, I'm gonna read the back to VHS cover here. Evil Dead is designed to pull scream after scream from the base of your spine and from the depths of your soul. It is a tale of the supernatural forces which occupy the darkest forest of man's domain. Ever present, ever listening, the evil dead lie in wait for the one ancient incantation that will give them license to possess the living. 5 vacationing college students unwittingly resurrect these incredible demons from their ancient slumber. Now there is no escape. The guilty must be punished. One by one, the students themselves are shockingly transformed into monsters whose own thirst for revenge becomes insatiable. There's only one way to stop them. through the act of bodily dismemberment. To survive this grueling terror, former friends and lovers combat each other until only one man remains. He must now defend himself. Wait, what? Oh, he must now defend himself long enough to discover the horrible secret of the evil dead, or die trying. Pretty good, right?
Yeah. I like
good.
that.
That's pretty good. Should also mention for some of you people out there who don't know much about Evil Dead, was Sam Raimi, the director Sam Raimi's first flick, who more recently I think people would know from the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. He directed that, and the original Spider-Man films with Tobey Maguire. All three of those.
They just directed those to Disney Plus, I think.
Yeah. So he went from horror to superhero movies. So yeah, what the hell? But hey, Jeff, what did you think of the original Evil Dead? And was this your first time watching?
It was not. I've watched this movie a number of different times. It's always good to catch back up on it, though. I thought it was good in a classic horror movie way, and it was unintentionally good. It has a lot of character, and it's weird because it is a horror movie, but it's not really scary. It's more just ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why I said it has a lot of character. Like all the demons are very just kind of, campy, but not like, I'm trying to think of a better term for it, because they were like really good. They're
very ridiculous. Like impish, very shit talking. Just like if you and I were,
and that's what I noticed a lot about. And like, I'm not a huge horror buff, but like I've noticed that watching older horror movies, a lot of the antagonists in the horror movies, the bad guys, as it were, they have real character. Like they're most new horror movies are garbage. Like it's just trash. You know what I mean? It's like they throw a bunch of CGI crap in there to like scare people, and you know what I mean? Like it's just, I don't know. I guess I don't know if it's just a lack of the ability to make good films anymore, or is it just, the techniques or whatever. But at any rate, I always enjoy this movie when I watch it. So, it's ironic because I watched it today again, and my wife had to work. You know what I mean? And she's like, well, we're gonna have to watch it again because she's like really interested now that she saw the other Evil Dead movie.
Oh, wow.
So.
To your point though about like horror movies now versus then, what I think the biggest difference, because I'm a big horror guy for years. I think the difference is between now and then?
What's happening?
When they were making horror movies back then, they were like, let's make this cool horror flick that people's gonna enjoy to watch.
Yeah.
A lot of horror movies now, they're trying to make the horror Citizen Kane. And like, so like everything's like so serious, and like, or like not serious, but like, even no matter what the plot is, they don't steer into it. They try to make it too artsy, and like everything's got to have a message now. And like, instead of just like making like, I want to make a fun, scary flick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this was. I've seen this movie a billion times. The original Evil Dead, the Evil Dead trilogy is one of my favorite horror series. I love Ash, Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
I liked all of them, and I mean, realistically, the second one's just basically a remake of the first one because they got more money, and they're like, fuck it, like we could do a lot more things we couldn't do the first one. I love Army of Darkness, even though a lot of people don't like it.
Which I don't understand, because I guess it's not, honestly, it's not really a horror movie. Like,
no, it's like a dark fantasy.
Like yeah, but it's so good. Like,
oh my god, yeah. And I love the TV series Ash versus Evil Dead.
I didn't watch all that.
I
watched like, I think a couple seasons of it. I didn't get to finish it, but I should go back and finish that.
Oh my god, I love that. Like I love the lore that they build in this movie. I like the demons because, to your point, they're just like impish shit talkers. Like, this is not The Exorcist, like serious. Like, this is like, these things are like fuckers. Like, these demons are like like they're just shit talking and like laughing and like and like it's like And like it really plays on it because like there's scenes where Ash is like he's supposed to be scared, and then he's just like, oh come on, like yeah,
Yeah.
like you son of a bitch, like you know what I mean? Like it's like I said, it's literally like if you and I were demons in a room, like just like
Right,
shit
right.
talking, making fun of people. Um, like like yeah, some of the effects look campy, but like they were all practical
Yeah,
effects.
yeah.
Like they even now, like it like looks like haunted house effects, but like I love it still.
Right.
I really
Like
enjoy it.
that was what I was just thinking. It looks like if you go to the haunted farm or something like that,
Right.
that's the kind of practical effects that are in this. And once again, the budget was pretty low for this
Yeah.
movie. But I mean, what it makes up for in or what it lacks in super spectacular effects, it makes up for
Right.
in other areas. The acting was really good in this movie, like
Yeah.
surprisingly everybody was like everything, all the lines and stuff were delivered well. Bruce Campbell's face, like it's so classic. If you don't know who he is or you've never watched him or never watched these movies, you just don't understand, because like, and I think that's where this movie kind of became this cult classic, right?
Right.
Because it wasn't your traditional horror movie necessarily. I mean, there was murdering and there was demons killing people and there was some gore and but like the demon shit talking and the way Bruce Campbell's facial expressions were, like whenever like that, like the when his girlfriend's like sitting there on the floor, or no, this was before that. So whenever um the first girl turned,
Yeah.
right? And she's coming after him. He's like standing by the wall making those faces the whole time. Like he's like, but he's so articulate with this. Like it was
Mhm.
just, it was so good.
Yeah.
It made me laugh so much.
Yeah, well, like
Yeah,
this movie, like that's all part of the charm of this. Like they knew
yeah.
exactly what this is, and they fucking steered into it. And
Hmm.
like I said, between like it cutting to like to your point, it's cutting to that thing coming, which like the makeup's like it's like it felt like I was watching a tape of a haunted house, and then you
Yeah,
cut to his like
yeah.
face, you're like, what the shit is that? And like all of his reactions in this movie are so good, and
Right.
like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
right, like it's this is one of those like lightning strike things where like in this low budget, it's $350,000 to make this movie,
Which is
which is
crazy,
like
crazy. Like,
nothing, right? And
so it
this
literally was a haunted house. Like,
right
what I mean?
in this low budget, he made like because the demons from Evil Dead, the shit talking, they're iconic.
Yeah,
Bruce
yeah,
Campbell's Ash is an iconic horror figure, and like they did that with this movie, and it's like and like even this in like the setting, like they found the creepiest fucking cabin
yeah, yeah. Mhm.
in like these just desolate woods, which I love. And like I I would argue, which I'm sure we'll get into later, but like I would argue like the thing with like the original three and like Bruce Campbell is like there's so much charm, and then in like the remake and the new one we just saw, it has none of that. Like there's
Yeah,
just that
yeah.
charm's gone. And like
Mhm.
I don't know if like I'm not even saying like they need Bruce Campbell, but like he brings so much of it. And like this is one of those things where you kind of have to have a persona leading it, whether you want to take it serious, you want
Yeah,
to take it
yeah.
campy, whatever. But you need
Mhm.
someone, and like there just hasn't been like none of the characters matter in any of these films
Yeah. I don't
anymore.
I like I think for me the reason I like this movie so much, oh, my camera's getting blurry, is I'm not scared of horror movies. I'm just not.
Right,
Like I'm not like one of these people that is like gets freaked out about horror movies, and like I think most of them are stupid. You know what I mean?
right.
But like this movie, for some reason, it makes sense. Like you know what I mean? And that's so hard to do. Like, okay, so let's talk about the new Evil Dead movie. Just
Okay,
or the Evil Dead Rise.
right.
Spoiler alert. I don't care. Whatever. So
What my hold on? Can I just say that might be my
yeah.
favorite spoiler alert I've ever heard? Like, spoiler alert, I don't care.
So in this movie, they rent this cabin, right? And in the basement, they find this book where apparently this priest was he a priest? I don't know if he's a
Well, no, that's
priest or
not where
not.
they found the book. They found the book in their apartment building.
No, I'm talking about this one, this movie,
Oh, the
the
original.
original Evil Dead.
Oh, the
Yeah,
original.
yeah. They
Okay, yeah,
find it in the basement. They find a
yeah.
recording of a
Right.
Was he a priest or an archaeologist? I don't know if they actually specifically said.
I think it's. I think it was both. Like I think they
But
were
okay,
playing off.
okay.
Like I think it was kind of
Like I don't
a
think
little
they
jab.
explicit right. I don't think they
No,
explicitly
I
said, but
I think
so
it
at
was a
any rate,
little jab at the Exorcist because he was
Yeah,
a priest
yeah.
archaeologist. The old priest was a priest,
Right.
which is just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
weirdest profession
Yeah,
if you
like
think
I'm an
about it.
archaeologist,
And a
priest,
priest,
whatever.
yeah,
So he was the archaeologist priest slash was in this place, and he unleashed these demons. He found this book or whatever in Sumerian ruins, and he found these demons, and he woke up the demons, and they killed it. They inhabited his wife, and he talks about like dismembered them or whatever,
right.
right? And first off, the new Evil Dead Rise ripped off a bunch of stuff from this movie, so they were trying to redo it or keep some of the aspects of it, which I don't really mind, you know what I mean? But in the new movie, right, they're in some apartment building and there's an earthquake, and oh, for some reason there's a fully stocked bank vault underneath the building. Like nobody took anything out of this bank, like nothing. Like and was there like was that box like a coffin or something? I
It's
don't know.
it looked like
That
a
was where they
coffin.
found the book. I'm like, so these kids find this book in this bank vault underneath the apartment where they live. I'm like, okay, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Right,
that kind of stupid shit they do in new movies that literally it could have been any number of other things that would have made more sense.
right.
But it made no fucking sense, like no sense at all. Like, oh, there's just a bank under this building that nobody knew about or nobody ever cleaned out. Like,
Yeah.
it's real
No,
stupid. But
you're right, and and then like even like these other side plots going on. Whereas like this movie, they kept it simple. You had a group of teenagers who were staying in a cabin that just happened to be this place. This priest archaeologist hid this demon book, and they woke up the demon, and now demons are coming to get him.
right.
Fucking simple, and like
Well, he didn't even necessarily hide it. He was there, like living with his wife or
right.
whatever, you know. So it was like this was
But I
his
mean, like he hid
joint
it in the
or
basement,
well, it was in the
like
basement. Yeah,
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 and
yeah.
like we're like the new one. To your point, like I think it's like oh well, like there's this whole thing with like this person, and like she's pregnant, and then there's this whole thing where like her husband left, and then like
The new one,
all
the
this
plot of the
other
new
shit.
one was not great.
Yeah,
It was just wasn't great, you know. I mean, it was a straight up like, well, I don't want to get into it, but it's,
yeah,
it wasn't fantastic. It wasn't awful. Compared to this one, it looks like shit, or it was shit.
yeah.
But as far as current horror movie, from my standpoint goes, it was fine. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So,
It's like I'd give it the new one a fine rating.
yeah, like, nah, all right. Well, if you
Yeah,
want to go see a horror movie, it's fine. Like,
yeah.
so,
There's
but
worse things to watch.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, but this movie, now one thing they did in both of them that was really good is the nonstop. They didn't screw around, right? Like
Yeah,
right off the jump, there's is a little bit of story, and then they just start with the demons. There's no like
right.
25 30 minutes of just nothing happening and people exposing and
Like
like,
in the
you know what I
Evil
mean?
Dead remake, the
I
2013
didn't
one.
watch that one because I
Oh,
was like, I don't think I wanted to watch it
it,
because
it was
once again I'm like,
it was 40 or 30 something, maybe 40 minutes of watching the most unlikable characters in the world. It was
nice,
crazy.
nice.
It started out real good, and then you had to sit
Mhm.
through just bullshittery. And then like when
Yeah,
stuff did start happening, you're just like, well, I don't really care about these people, so
yeah, yeah, yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, the new one, I didn't like any of the characters in
No.
the new one either. Like the hero or whatever she is was annoying. You know what I mean? Like she
Right.
was just like a guitar tech or whatever. Like it was just weird. It was
You
just there was a
know,
lot of weird stuff about the new
no
one.
one had any
That
personality.
yeah,
And like I'm
everybody
not
was just
saying they
kind
have
of
to
like
be Bruce Campbell, but like he had a big personality. Like, none of the characters had a personality.
mhm.
Like
There
you're
was
not
no
rooting for
reason to
anybody.
care why
No.
about any of them. Like there wasn't. You know what I mean? It was just like, okay,
No,
well,
right. And like
cool.
what like
You
the
know?
original, like even what's crazy about the original is like you care about like these other characters, but then when you realize it's just Bruce and like his stuff, you're just like, oh, okay. Oh, this is my guy. This is
Yeah,
my
yeah,
guy,
yeah. Which is kind of craziness because like literally after everybody dies, he still has this whole thing like where he's like basically starting to go insane or like
Right.
they're playing tricks on him or whatever, which they really lean into that in the second one more
Yeah.
than like to your point about it kind of being just like they're like, well, let's make the same movie
But
just
we got
with
more
more
money
stuff
to
in it.
do some of the
Yeah,
other shit
yeah,
we want to do. Right.
yeah. So
And you know what's
um
also crazy about this one too, as well, is every other successful horror series, the as like sequels come out, it's all based on the killer. Whereas like the
Yeah.
Evil Dead, it was always based on Ash, like the hero. Like
Right.
that's what pushed like kept that series coming
Well,
back.
it was both, right? It was a balance though,
Well,
you know,
right,
because it's the same it's the same demons as it were
right,
in all the movies, but yeah, you're right. The hero is, you know, the kind of the main focus of it's his story against the demons. It's not like the demons story and he just shows up, you know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Yeah, to like Freddy Krueger, Friday the 13th, all those
Yeah,
like they very rarely right bring back
yeah. I mean, Halloween, I said would have
protagonist.
the longest running
Jamie Lee
protagonist.
Curtis.
Well, yeah, like she, like and like yeah, like it was probably tighter. She came back the most, but like Friday 13th, like I guess Tommy was in 3 or 4 of them. Tommy was a
But
character,
like it
but
wasn't the same though.
yeah, it
It was
was
just
different
like
people,
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, no, you're 100 right. Like Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street, I think was in 3 of them, 4 of them. You know what though?
Nancy.
No one gave a shit.
Nobody
No
cares.
one gave a
Yeah.
shit.
Well, that the thing is that it could have been anybody. You know, like
Yeah,
I don't feel that those characters were really like you could have swapped anybody out in those movies and it wouldn't have
right.
mattered, you know. In this you couldn't. You couldn't
No,
put somebody else in and it wouldn't have been Evil
with
Dead,
his
you know.
boomstick and
Yeah.
like just the absurdity. Like he's just a guy, and like he's first off like John Wayne with that shotgun,
Yeah.
and then two that he figured like once again just a guy figures out how to attach a chainsaw to his wrist.
Yeah.
And you know what
Right,
though?
right.
There for it. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yep.
Keep doing it. Love
Keep
it.
doing
Love it.
it.
I love everything about
Yep.
it. I'm glad you liked it. I was like, oh man, I wonder if Jeff likes the
Oh
original.
no, yeah, yeah.
It's
I
so
love
good.
this movie. Yeah. Yeah, it's just one of my favorite movies. Definitely I like I said, I probably can't pick 5 horror movies that I even
Yeah,
care about, but this is definitely one of them, you know.
yeah.
So
I like. Oh man. Oh, I love it. Everything about like I felt so good. I felt so good watching. I was like, oh, especially after coming off Dumb and Dumber, then watching this, I
yeah,
was like,
that movie. Yep, yeah,
and then also
yeah.
using this as a palate cleanser to wash out Evil Dead Rises out of my mouth. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
because like the effects. So overall, like I know we talked about Look Demons, but just the effects in general in this are like I said, they're kind of campy, but like even that moose on the wall
Yeah,
or the
yeah.
moose head or
The
deer head
moose
or
head,
whatever it
yeah.
is, yeah,
Yeah, whatever it
like
was, yeah.
it's absurd. It's
Mhm.
it's like the most absurd thing. Looks absurd. Love it. I love it.
Yeah, this
Oh
is definitely one like if you're going in for realism, quote unquote, you
yeah.
know, you it's yeah, I think you nailed it. It's a haunted house,
Oh,
basically.
that's what it
You know.
legit looks like like it always reminds me growing up we'd get like the Malibu Penitentiary or like Fright
Mhm.
Farm there in Smithfield,
Yeah, yeah,
PA.
Fright
Like
Farm.
and it felt like watching this movie feels like you're just standing at a section for a really long time
Yeah, yeah,
and
you're
you just
waiting to
keep doing shit. But you're like, all right,
all
cool.
right.
Like awesome. I'm here for it. Like I just love it. Oh, and then like even like that, like when she's chained in the basement, she keeps sticking her head up like
Yeah,
in that
just saying
gap,
shit like
just saying shit like right in her
yeah.
mouth.
Mhm.
Oh God, I love it. Oh, I love it. Everything like and then you have like everything about this movie works. I really wish and like the other thing too, which I think a lot issues like and like even like I mean the remakes try to do this, but like I said, it's missing a lot of the charm. But like you're in one like location basically. You're either right
Mhm.
outside the cabin or you're inside the cabin. And
Yeah,
like they
yeah.
do so much in this. Like it's crazy how much like different situations and scenarios
They
they
get
jam
into,
in this
yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Uh now what do you think of the look of the Necronomicon? It's a wicked looking book.
Um yeah, yeah. You know what's weird though? Like the art in it um was a little look kind of comic booky in the art,
Yeah.
like you know what I mean. The outside was really cool. I mean, it was fine, but that was very par for the course for that time frame when this
Right.
movie was made, right? You know what I mean. If you look at like comics or animation, that kind of stuff that was you know kind of around that time frame, that's the style that it was done in, you know.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's uh I was like the Necronomicon. It was cool. Like it was
Mhm.
a cool thing. Like it was.
I thought
It,
I remember it being bigger, but like, you know what I mean? Like
I
it was
think
kind of
it's
small. It
I
was
think
like
it's
a
bigger in two.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think they
maybe
make it a
that's
little
why.
bit bigger in
Yeah,
two.
yeah,
I think because they had more money to build it.
yeah. Make a bigger book.
Yeah, because like they literally this movie is $350,000 to make
Yeah,
for
yeah.
everything.
Yeah, because
But
it was like one of those little like journals. It was like,
yeah,
like
yeah,
7 by
basically,
7 or whatever,
yeah.
3 by 5 or
And I think
whatever.
Ash's car was probably a quarter of the budget to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
that in there. Driving it into the goddamn woods,
It was probably just his car. Like,
probably. Oh, what that'd be crazy. I wonder if that was his car.
I don't know, but man, the more I go back and like watch these movies, the more I want one of those old like Oldsmobiles or whatever that thing was. Because every time I see one of them, they're like animals, like just tanks. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah. Oh my god, yeah, I'd take one. I can't. It doesn't say anything about if it's his car.
yeah.
Um, I'm trying to look here, but what I what it does, the only thing I do see is apparently the cabin that the cabin that I filmed in. The whole time they were filming, which was like about a month, they all slept in that cabin. So there was a crew of
Really?
13 people. The cabin had no plumbing, no heat. They went days without showering in freezing weather. And by the end of production, as they were removing furniture out of the cabin for scenes, they were burning it to keep warm.
Nice, nice.
Like that's crazy.
There is a thing about that car though, because it says, um, "Oh wow, it's been in a bunch of movies."
That car has?
Yeah. Um, The Evil Dead. It's been in The Evil Dead, 1985. Or well, I don't know if it's that specific car, but it says, like whenever that car signifies death for people in his movies. Like Uncle Ben was in it in a 73
Oh yeah, yeah, it's
dark
all
dark man,
yeah. Oh my god, and it was in it has been in a bunch of his movies. I did
a
not
simple
realize that.
plan. What the gift? Sam Raimi rejected the gift. Yeah. Billy Bob Thornton in the movie. Fortune teller Allison is asked to use her gifts to locate a missing woman. Unsurprisingly for Sam Raimi's movies, Annie's car is a 1973 Oldsmobile Delta 88. Yep.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Spider-Man 2. Oh, it's parked outside of his house. Wow, that's crazy. It's in all three movies. Drag Me to Hell in
Yeah, I was gonna say it was the
2009.
one. It was the one. It's Aunt or not Aunt Pat? Is it Aunt Paquin? I don't know. She has her car. Yeah,
They
because I was
even
like
put it in
looking.
they even put it in the remake, The Evil Dead 2013. It was like in the woods or whatever. This lady's like sitting on it.
Oh yeah,
It was in
yeah.
Doctor Strange. That's funny, dude. Like
That's crazy. I never realized that car was in all of his movies.
he uses that 73 Oldsmobile. Yeah, it says the 73 Oldsmobile Delta 88 is often signifies death for characters in Sam Raimi's movies. That's so funny.
Man, that's crazy.
Isn't just in the early years of their friendship and collaboration, Bruce Campbell's car was an Opel Isuzu. So Bruce Campbell's car was an Isuzu. I never heard of that.
Well, I know. Yeah, like they've been friends their whole life, and
Yeah,
like the opening scene when the camera's like going across the water, like supposed to be Demon.
yeah, yeah.
That was Bruce Campbell pushing Sam Raimi in a dinghy, and they sped it up. That's crazy.
That's so crazy. Yeah, no, yeah, that's such an Easter egg though. Like he literally puts it in every movie.
Oh, so good. What like and like what's crazy too is like so like they created this character Ash like like the original plan. You know how like they did Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
one of the original endings for that was to bring in Michael Myers and Pinhead, and then
Okay.
the next film though would be Ash was gonna have to fight all these guys. So like they wanted to bring Ash into this. They ended up doing a comic series based on it. There's been
Yeah,
a bunch of Evil
yeah.
Dead comics. They did the Evil Dead show. Um, it's just crazy how big of a life this thing has. And it
Yeah, I
like
mean,
kind
it
of
really turned out for the better. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Just quite a juggernaut of media. So that's for sure.
like it's just crazy because like the if you think like this one film, like it's like Sam Raimi's career is huge. Um, I mean, Bruce Campbell did a lot of like B horrors, but like he was in Bubba Hotep. Do you ever see Bubba Hotep
Yeah,
when he plays
yeah. I
Elvis
forgot all
fighting
about.
a mummy
Yeah,
or old Elvis
yeah,
fighting a mummy?
yeah,
It
yeah.
was so good. But like this one's just I like it. I like the effects, like it all. I just like that's the thing about the new one. It didn't have the charm. And I
I
think
think
care
that's
about
really
everyone.
what it is, right? And it's tough to get that, and it's not even. I don't think it's necessarily even nostalgia. It's just that the movie itself just
There's no charm there.
it
Like
was just like
the
whatever.
thing
And they
I'll
tried. I mean, to give them
yeah,
to their credit, they did try. That
yeah,
that lady was saying some kind of funny stuff, or like
yeah,
messed up stuff, and like and like I get it, but I don't know. It's just it
yeah. Because like I
wasn't
know
great.
I like I will say this, they kept the gore up because like this movie was really gory, especially for the time.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
the blood and throw up and gore and all this stuff. And like I'll give this like the new one credit. It's just nonstop blood and gore.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
for sure.
but even like the Necronomicon in the new one was kind of boring. I'm not saying it had to have a face on it, but like it was just like nah.
Well, why? But yeah, it was like okay. It looked like
Teeth
it looked like a book. Like I was
with
like,
a book
okay,
with teeth on it.
yeah. That didn't even look. It looked like the Harry Potter book from whatever
Oh my god!
the one
Holy
that
shit! It did look like
the
the
one that
monster
lived
book
under
from
the
Harry
bed. Oh,
Potter.
actually, that one was cooler because it had like a face on top. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Holy
like
shit!
why did it look like it had like fingernails or something? I don't know. It was dumb. Like I didn't like the book in the new one. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, well that's supposed to be like this book, and it doesn't. I
You
don't
know
know.
what I think the new one was like was really riding like, hey, instead of being in a cabin, we're in an apartment building.
For some reason.
Like, how crazy is that?
Mm.
And then like he kept like doing this, like looking through a peephole shot, stuff happened, like, all right, okay.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, it was a movie.
Let me ask you this: how would you have felt at the end of the new one if Ash would have like busted in?
A lot better.
Man, I
Because like
would
I said,
have.
the lady that was the I don't know, the hero, I don't know whatever you want to call her, like in this
Yeah,
one was very just you didn't really care about her. Like you just like
no,
she didn't have any she had no like endearing qualities, right?
right.
Like she was just like, I'm a lady. Okay. Like
She
that
just
was
didn't have
basically
much of a like nobody had any personality at all.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just like watching a bunch of planks in there.
Mm.
You're like, oh, okay, all right,
Yeah, it's weird because in this movie, in the short time that they had before everything went to shit, like they were able to at least build some likability into the like
right.
I said in the new one, it was just kind of like okay, the mom got turned into a demon or whatever, and like the ladies was her sister, and like nobody cares. You know what I
Yep.
mean? It's like, and then
It's
like the
almost like
kids weren't very like the kids were kind of just like, yeah,
literally after everything you're saying right now, I just want to go wah wah.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
that's not
So
like this. Every time someone says something, it's gonna be like wah wah.
wah
Because it's just
wah.
like okay, all
Yeah,
right,
yeah. I don't think it was. I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't my favorite. So.
yeah. I'm kind of sad because I don't think they're ever gonna bring Ash back. I think they kind of said that.
Well,
Uh
I mean, how old is he? You got to be pretty
oh my
old
god,
now,
Bruce
right? I mean,
Campbell. Uh,
he is.
he produced this new one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a shame. He was born in 1958. So,
Oh
gosh, what's
man,
that mean? So 60, 40,
let me get on my calculator.
22, So he's 70. Yeah, hold on.
2023 minus
So
1958.
40,
Oh, he's 65.
65.
Yeah, guess that's true. Wow.
Well, Bruce Campbell.
Like I'm looking, yeah, because I think he said he did the Ash, Evil Dead the game that came out last year.
Oh
Like he
yeah,
did the
yeah.
voice for Ash, and he was
Whatever
like,
happened to that game? Like it,
it's not
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
They're still having stuff come out for it. Um,
Was
he
he in? It says he was in the
well,
2013. He
you
made like a
remember,
cameo or
well,
something.
on the when she's listening to the tape with all the priests, and like the one priest yells like, "We shouldn't do anything with it. It's a demon book." That was his voice.
Oh, on the latest one, or
Yeah, that was his cameo. Was his voice.
well, he said it. Yeah, what said he was in the 2013 one too.
Uh, I don't remember him the 2013 one. Unless once
Uncredited
again
cameo. Oh, uncredited
his
cameos
his
says
voice was unless his voice was on the tape in that one too.
maybe. Yeah, yeah, that's possible. Yeah, Priest Ash William voice. It just says Ash Williams in the 2013 one. That's weird.
I don't remember seeing him in that. I'm gonna look it up. Was Bruce Campbell in 2013 Evil Dead?
Yeah, I'm glad I skipped that 2013 one.
It looks like he was. Oh, that's right. He's in like a little. There's like a little after credits thing.
Uh,
It's like not. It's whatever. I don't know. Yeah, that 13 one. I like what's weird? Like it was and, like I'm not saying they have to be super funny, right? But like
yeah,
there's that like uncomfortable humor that these do with like the demon stuff like that, or like it's just like
yeah,
the way the demons are like a shit talker. Like you gotta like they have personality, and like the 2013 has none of that. Like it just goes straight like we're gonna take this super serious.
right,
Like
right.
they're at the cabin because somebody's sister's on drugs, and they're gonna like wean her off and
Oh
detox, and
yeah,
like
yeah.
then they find the book in the basement and unleash the demon possesses her because she's a drug habit, and they gotta save her. And then her name's Ash, and like she loses a hand and then starts wielding a chainsaw.
That's
Not
dumb.
great. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not great.
yeah.
It's not great.
That's dumb.
Yeah, it's not. It's not this movie. It is not the Evil Dead. We all, like, man, I like now that you said, because you're right. Like, I mean, horror's like I complain all the time to Mary because like we watch a lot of horror movies, and I
Yeah.
complain like every year I like less and less new horror movies. I keep watching the old stuff, and like, do you think we'll ever see like an Evil Dead like movie with like a character like Ash and like that person? I don't think we will.
You know what? It's a. I doubt you'll ever see any good movie again. Like I don't.
They're all bad
I just
now.
no. I mean, it's just like everything. Everything's a rehashed idea, and like obviously, film industries want to make money. It's a business, right? They want to make
Right,
money, but like gone are the days when people they go out of their way to try to make something that people will enjoy, right?
right.
They just try to catch on trends, or they're cashing in on names, or you know what I mean. And that's what happens a lot of times with these movies. They literally cash in on a name of something, you know.
Right.
At least that's I mean, I don't know. I'm not a filmmaker, whatever. I don't even know, but it just that's what it really seems like. Not all the time, but a lot of times. I just can't help but feel right to the 2013 and this last one. They're just like they could have been any movie. Like they didn't. These movies didn't. They weren't the Evil Dead, right? Like that's the thing with you could have name swapped anything. Demons from under the bank, whatever. That you know what I mean? Like that.
Right.
Like and it wouldn't have made any difference. Like it's not. It literally wouldn't have made any difference to
Yeah.
to anybody involved in this movie. Like all they did was slap Evil Dead on it and steal some of the stuff from the Evil Dead. You know, like,
Right.
that's what they did. Yeah, so
yeah, it's just crazy. Like I said, Bruce Campbell, like he was one of the producers on it.
mm.
But at the same time, though, I'm just like, okay.
I get it. They're trying to modernize quote unquote stuff, whatever, and I don't know. It
Yeah,
is
but
what
like,
it
at the
is.
same
But
time, like it's just like why get like there's a like I said, there's such a charm. Like why not just like why get rid of that?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
why get rid of that? Because like even like the new director, like what else did he do? Probably nothing good. Um. Oh my god. All right. Uh, the director of the Evil Dead Rise has directed, including Evil Dead Rise,
Okay.
has directed 9 movies. Oh
Okay.
nope. Let me take that back. 7 movies, 2 TV shows,
Hmm.
a
Okay.
couple episodes. I'm gonna name some of them, right, and see if you recognize any of them.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, Wilbur and Anta. Have you ever heard of that?
Nope.
Yeah, me neither. Through the Night.
No. Hmm.
Me neither. Billy and Chuck.
No.
Me neither. The Master Plan. Me neither. Ghost Train. Nope. I know you never heard of that.
Wasn't that guy from Rick and Morty? He
What,
was
Ghost
like
Train?
Ghost Train. He like he could make a ghost train come out of it like that. Was
Let's
that
see
one
here.
guy from Rick and Morty?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. I'll tell you this. This movie, not about that.
Not as good as that.
I don't even know. Like I've read it's about people sucked inside a ghost train.
All right.
What or you know what? These other two. I know you've heard of one of them. The Hole in the Ground. No?
No.
Oh, well, this one. 50 States of Fright.
Wow. No. Huh?
I primarily watch horror films.
Yeah.
I have not heard of a fucking single one of those 9 or 8. And then
Not
they're
even
like,
heard of them. Like
no, like then they're like, you know what? We want to do New Evil Dead. Who should we let directed? How about this guy who's done
some
nothing?
guy. 50
Some guy.
He did 50 States of Fright, bro. That's where they
Yeah,
drive from state to state and they get scared as soon as they cross the state line. I don't like
yeah.
what didn't you see that movie? Like
Well, I see. Actually, I wonder if that's actually well. 50 States of Fright is a television show,
okay.
and it is a wow, man. Do you know what network this TV show was on?
Hopefully Lifetime.
Wrong. Wasn't even on a fucking network. It was on that shitty app Quibi that used to do those shitty short TV shows and shit.
Yeah.
And it explores stories based on urban legends.
Not
Wow.
a bad concept. I mean, but
If I'm, it's not a bad concept, but I'm just assuming if it's on Quibi, it's
not
shitty.
great. Yeah.
Everybody calls it. Most of the reviews, the most common word
It's poop.
found in the reviews for this Quibi show is forgettable. So there you have it. We're gonna let that guy do Evil Dead Rise. Hey, I heard they're remaking Lord of the Rings. They're gonna let a guy who did one Lifetime movie about somebody who eats sandwiches for a living directed. Like, give me a break. That's the other thing too. Like, I get like new directors, like give them a chance stuff, but like,
yeah, but at the same time, like you got to look at their body of work too, and be like, or talk to them, even be like,
like, have you ever seen a movie?
I don't know. Once again, I don't want to go too deep down a rabbit hole with this new movie, but there's some influences in this movie that you can tell why it was made like it was made, and that's all I'm gonna say. Like, when you watch it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Like, without going to. You ever seen the 2016 Ghostbusters? You ever see that movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
2016? I don't know. 2013.
Yeah.
With Melissa McCarthy and.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Our friend talked me to go to see that in theaters.
Wait, which friend?
Trevor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that guy?
he's like, He's like, because I like, I want to say something. Like, I like
Unpopular.
I like the original Ghostbuster.
Mm-hmm.
Did not particularly care for the second. Did not particularly care if they ever made another one. Now, I haven't watched it in a
I
long
didn't really.
time.
Did you watch that new one?
I haven't watched it yet. No.
I didn't. I
Did
didn't
you
really
watch
care
it?
for it, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, I
They're
did
doing a
see it.
sequel to it
It
right
wasn't
now. They're
great.
filming it
Like
right now.
I just like, and that's the thing. Like why can't they just make good movies? You know what I mean? Like it's not.
Well,
I
why
don't
do
know.
we constantly need like? Okay, I get if there's a way, or if it's one of those series where like you can keep. Okay, so for example, right, they can keep making Friday the 13th and Halloween's.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's a guy in a fucking mask. It doesn't matter, right? Evil Dead, if they would just find somebody with a personality and not go to the plank store to get people to lead these movies,
Well,
they
my
that could
thing is,
keep going. But like
why didn't they?
Ghostbusters,
Why didn't they write a continuation of the story instead of like redoing the same thing? You know what I'm
right,
saying? Like, okay, do a modern take on it, but don't make it the same because that's exactly what they did. Oh, they found a book and let the demons out. Oh, guess what? It's
right.
exactly the same thing that happened
Wait,
before.
hold on,
Like,
Jeff. It's in a bank this time, though. That
well,
became an
I mean,
apartment building, but they didn't
yeah,
empty out the bank.
that's true. Why would they? I mean, there's no
Oh,
reason they would do that anyway.
no,
So. But you don't know, you don't even know anything about banks, so there's no
I
way
don't.
you would know about banks.
No, not at all. Not at all. But they, but yeah, no, I don't know. It's like the Ghostbuster one. I haven't watched it. I haven't had any interest to
Mhm.
watch that new Ghostbuster. And now with your raving review, I really have no
It
interest to
wasn't
watch it.
great. Yeah, it wasn't great. Like it was very, it's like, all right, well, the kids are Ghostbusters or whatever. I'm like, this is dumb. Okay.
Yeah, like
you
cool,
know,
awesome. Like like
like
you know,
that's what's weird to me is there's no like in a lot of this is turning into a rant about modern cinema.
yeah,
I realize, like in a lot of modern movies, there's no nothing to aspire to from the characters, right?
right,
They don't really grow in any way. They're just kind of like, well, guess what? Like we're superheroes already, or we're already the best at everything we do, or like they go under the days of just like normal people doing stuff. You know what I
right,
mean? In a believable way, I guess I should say. Because I
right,
mean, that's what this was. It was like they're all kind of normal people, but they're just the worst people ever. But
right.
no,
Or
they're
like,
just like they were all just like bland. They were just like,
eh,
oh, it's like they just took like a template of what type of people they wanted and they just put it in a movie and then didn't bother developing any character to them.
right.
They're just like, okay, well, here's a girl, and then here's a little girl, and then here's a mother, and then here's the kid that whatever he was, he was a DJ or something, and then
Yeah,
like here's a deadbeat sister or whatever. Like
yeah,
she wasn't even. She was like a guitar tech, and she's pregnant, and like I
yeah.
don't know, whatever. Like I didn't care. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, like what? Who cares? Like I don't.
You know what you know what I think part of the problem is with almost all movies nowadays
What's that?
is they have that D&D character creation flaw where every character they create, they're like, now we have to give them a tragic backstory.
Yeah.
When
Everybody has
not
to.
every character needs a
Yeah, they
tragic,
could
like,
just be regular people. Like
right.
there's no
Because
reason
you
to
look at this one, the mom, her husband left, and the kids are
left. Yeah.
sad because her dad's gone, and like they live poor,
Yeah,
and
it
their
didn't
mom
like that.
tattoos them or something. And like the sister's like losing her guitar tech promotion because she's pregnant, and then like she's not talking to her
Yeah,
sister. Everybody's like tragedy, and like if you look at the original, they were just teenagers going to have fun in
right.
the
They were
cabin
going to
again.
have a good time.
Yeah,
Like, yeah. Yeah, you're right. And it was
yeah,
everybody was so tragic about
yeah.
everything. Like who cared what did her like like husband leaving have to do with anything? Why couldn't it have just been like, okay, my sister's coming to visit and we're gonna have a nice family dinner, and then all
Yeah.
of a sudden the demons come? Like what would have hurt? Because like all of a sudden now you have to like think about how shitty these people are, and you're like, oh, like,
And
well, maybe the
they're getting
demons
kicked
should
out
get
of
them and
their house in a
just
week
put
or
them out.
something.
Right. Yeah. Like, what the fuck? They're getting like, oh, we're condemning the building. We're not going to have a place to live. Like, maybe the demons should have just killed them. That way you didn't fucking worry about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, god damn. Like,
Like that makes me sad anymore.
yeah.
And like
Holy
that's
fuck.
like you're right. Like the demon had like a couple quippy lines, but like realistically, like what more could they say to these fucking people? Like to
Yeah.
put them
Yeah.
down when they're already living in like fucking squalor, apparently.
Yeah. Yep.
And then like
Mhm.
what's weird, like they had neighbors, and like once again, like I get okay, you all live in a shitty building. Why can't you have some normal neighbors? Like all their neighbors are fucking weirdos.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Super weird.
it's like where you live in fucking like the Oompa Loompa reject building, like fucking all
Right.
these like weird people come out like
And
doing
like,
weird
I don't
stuff.
know. I don't live in an apartment building above a bank, but I've never seen any of these people that were in this. Like, like literally not one time have I ever came across in my life any of the people who were in this movie. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
there was no like they were. It was weird, man. It was weird, and it was seriously. You know what was really weird is like it's like they took stereotypes and swapped them, right?
Yeah.
Well, they applied some stereotypes and then they swapped them. Like a prime example is the guy that we thought was Russell Crowe, but I don't think it was Russell Crowe.
Right.
So he's an old man with a cat, right? But
Yeah.
it's basically like the old lady that lives next door with a cat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they just kind of applied like nonsense stereotypes to people and then
Right.
just made up stuff and then just killed them. They're just like,
Yeah.
oh well.
It's like, all right.
Yeah,
I like cool.
it wasn't great.
And then like, oh my god, like you're right. They basically, and then like you're right. They just kind of like changed the tropes of the original movie. They didn't try to do anything different because like instead of being locked in the basement and sticking her head out, the mom just talked to the fucking
people, yeah,
peephole the whole time.
So
And
that's
it's
what
like,
I mean. Like
okay,
they literally just took they ripped off the other movie
right,
without any of the charm. And that like that's the thing. So like the original movie that we just watched had charm. Like it had
right,
character, it had charm. This didn't, and they tried to plug that stuff in, and it didn't necessarily work because of the rest of the movie. Like, you know what I
right,
mean? Because nobody cares about anything about these people. Like literally nobody cares.
right.
Like, and like, why are like the other thing is too is like in this movie they were like adults and they're partying whatever, and like in this movie there's a bunch of kids, they just kill a bunch of kids, like, and it's
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? You're like, yeah, it was way too dark or way too like serious for what it was supposed to be.
But like, you know, it's but like like they wanted to be serious. They took themselves real serious, but like it wasn't like serious. Like I wasn't like, oh my god,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
there are horror movies that come out that like you know you think like it makes you like, oh man, okay, like The Exorcist, right? The Exorcist takes itself very seriously,
Mhm.
and but the tone fits the seriousness
Except,
they try to fit, right?
except when she's like, your mother sucks cock in there.
But then like this movie, they're like, we're gonna take this very serious, but the tone didn't fit.
And
And
like,
like,
so here's another thing I just realized, right? So in the original Evil Dead, because of the tone of the rest of the movie, it's believable whenever they knock one of the zombies down or the demon possessed people down, and then they're like down, or like whenever the demon, like his Beth or whatever her name was, just sitting
yeah,
there laughing. Because like in the new movie, they tried to do that weird shit, but it didn't make any sense because the tone was incorrect in the movie.
right,
The whole rest of the tone, like there a lot of times, like the demons are just standing there in the new movie. It's like they're talking about, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to do all this stuff, and then they just stand there and look at you. It's like, this
yeah,
doesn't make any sense. What the fuck are they doing? Like, I
right,
thought they were going to kill you because this is a super serious
right.
murder movie, but for some reason they're just standing there like,
Well, like here's my other thing too, right? Because your point, like they did not have a lot of like they like had like abilities kind of, but like it's not like they were like actual demons, like they were possessed,
the
right?
possessed
In the
people,
original.
yeah.
Well, like if you look in this one, right? In the beginning of the movie, we watch the mom right after she gets possessed, like crawl up the wall like Spider-Man and scream so loud that she knocks people down. But then when
She
they
couldn't get
lock
in the
her out
door.
the front
She
door,
couldn't get in.
can't open the door.
Mhm.
They put a dresser in front of it and tie the thing up. I can't do it. Can't get
She's
out.
like, nope, we can't get in.
Can't get
There's
out.
no way to get in.
Can't do it. Can't get out. I'm just gonna stand outside the door now because but
And
it's
like,
more like demon abilities end.
and like nobody, like they nobody noticed the keys were just in the elevator. Like that's why the doors wouldn't shut.
Yep.
Like, so the whole thing
Yep.
is like you have to go to the neighbor's house to use the fire escape, whatever, something like. And what kind of fucking doors were these? Because nobody could get into them. Like,
Well, they were living in an abandoned bank, apparently,
I
so they must
guess,
all
man.
been,
Jesus Christ, they were all
vault
bank
doors.
vault doors.
Yeah, because like it was
You know
like
what? I downgrade this movie from fine to not real great. Right?
it's like the more you talk about it and think
yeah,
about it,
yeah,
like it literally was like, well, let's hit the same beats as the original, but we're gonna be super serious about it. But
yeah,
like
yeah.
to your point though, like it didn't nothing tonally in this movie just
Man,
fit.
yeah,
And
it
like
just didn't fit. It was like they were disconnected. Like there was the older Evil Dead stuff that they were trying to shoehorn into a newer movie.
mhm.
So
The thing about the 2013 one, I would say, is they wanted to like this more serious tone, and then like they everything kind of matched it.
mhm.
Like it was still missing charm. Like I didn't really give a shit about the characters, but like with what the people possessed people did and demons and all that stuff, like it all fit the tone they were trying to do. And this
Yeah,
movie didn't because they're like, well, let's bring back some of like the crazy kooky stuff from the original, but like we're gonna be real serious about it. And like it just didn't mesh
yeah,
very well.
yep.
And like I'm sorry, like yeah, if you can have this Evil Dead in any like Ash versus Evil Dead proved that you could do the Evil Dead like thing in any setting, in
Yeah,
a
yeah.
neighborhood, in a fucking stores, wherever you want. Like Ash versus Evil Dead had set all over the place, and like they're like, well, let's do an apartment, but like it was weird because like they were still doing the same shit. The cabin it just didn't make sense.
hmm
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm with
yeah.
you.
It wasn't great. Yeah,
The original A plus plus plus
A
plus.
plus,
This new one, nah.
maybe C minus D. You
Yeah,
know.
and that's what
Yeah.
we kind of figured since we saw. We're like, well, let's do the original, then we can kind of
Mhm.
compare them, and like,
Yep.
there's really no comparison because
So let
like
me ask you, because you watch both the 2013 versus the original one versus the 1981.
my argument with the 2013, and like a lot of people like it, and like I'll say this, like um, they they kept some of the absurd like gore stuff,
Mm-hmm.
which I think like this one really, like this new one, I like it was real gory,
It's
but I
super
don't.
gory.
But I
Yeah.
don't know if it was doing like the absurd, like besides her throwing up in like a blood elevator,
Yeah.
like it really wasn't like the absurdity
The
of it.
Shining. Hello.
Oh, that's true. But like the 2013 one, like it's fine. Like it's got no personality. Like the characters
Mm-hmm.
are stupid, and it does the same thing where like everybody has a fucking tragic backstory.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but I would say in my estimation, the 2013 was much better than Evil Dead Rise.
Mm-hmm.
It was serious, but at least it tried to tonally be serious as well. Where
Right. It
like
was. It
this, I
was. It
couldn't
was
figure out what the
even
fuck. It was.
keel instead of like.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Where like this new one, it just feels like they didn't know where the fuck they were trying to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
Uh,
They really missed the mark on like the comedy and tragedy
right,
deal. Yeah. They just did on in this
right,
the
right. And
Evil
then
Dead
like
Rise.
it even broke like this one too. Like it even kind of like changed some of the rules. So, like now the rules don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the thing with like Evil Dead, like it was great. Like it's a movie, they can do whatever they want. Like I get it, but like the thing that was kind of cool about Evil Dead, like there was always like these rules, like they were. It was like you don't read from the book because that's how you get
Mm-hmm.
them, And if you do, it's dismemberment. And like the end of this one kind of takes those rules and just talks them out the window.
Well, that's what they like. Not even the end. Like literally, that priest says on the thing, he's like, "I tried dismembering him and it didn't work." And it's like, well, that was exactly how you
Yeah,
were supposed to get rid of him, like
yeah.
dismember the body. Like, why did you change that? What was the point of no? Like, nobody had an axe in that apartment building. It wasn't like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
was that just like some kind of lame setup so they could do the demon blob thing at the
Well,
end? Like, is
no.
that, you know what
So
I mean?
this
Like,
guy, this guy that directed this, right? He
he's
came
an
out and
idiot.
said that he's opening it up because he wants to do sequels, and that's why he said in
There's like
there
3 books or
he says there's
whatever.
3 books, and he goes, and so you have the book from the original 3, and it's more of a it's just it's kind of real basic, like you just read from it, the demons come out, right? And then he said the second book, it's a little bit more darker because like there's an end game to it. It gives you step by step what's going to happen to build the dread. He goes, my book is more twisted because it drinks a little bit of blood and it's got teeth.
And it looks like the
And it's darker. And it's like,
magical creatures book from Harry
no,
Potter.
it's not darker. It's stupider. like, I don't like the more I thought.
Why? So the thing is, they're all supposed to be the same demons, but it just depends on which book you read them out of. Like is that like that's basically what he's saying? That's stupid. That
right,
doesn't make any sense. Like,
right.
you know.
Right. No, 100%.
Because if that was the case, why was it exactly the same plot? Like, you know,
Only in an apartment bank.
yeah. Apparently, if you get they keep that book in the bank, so that's what makes it different.
Yeah,
like,
like 2 forms of ID to look at that book. Okay,
Yep.
2 forms of ID.
Yep.
It's crazy. Like to see the contrast, and like if you're a horror fan, you're used to it. Like in a series of movies, there's some really good ones, there's some really bad ones,
there's
but
some
like
bad ones.
the contrast between this one and the original is like it's almost a 180. Because like the
That's why
more we talk about it, I really don't think I like
they literally could have called it anything else, and it
Yeah.
wouldn't have mattered. You know what I mean? It literally would not have mattered because it was just they could have swapped any characters out. Just they could have had like just foam headed dolls in this movie. It was like they could have put like robots in this movie, like just fucking like the Tesla robot like walking around. You know what I mean? That would have been the same.
That's where the brown pants and blue shirt,
like Boston Dynamics, like the one that's playing hockey. Like,
oh man, we might have to as a special like episode, or maybe we'll do this on YouTube. Since I know how much you love the original now, like me, maybe we'll do something where we'll watch the remake and see how we feel, see how you feel about that. I'm sorry, the 2013 remake. We'll do a special we'll call it Lord Master Jeff's Corner episode to see how he feels about it.
Well, that'd be interesting. Like I said, I'm not a horror fan. I think most of I think probably in the ones I've watched, 85% of them are just dumb. I'm like, and I get, once again, they're movies. I understand that. Like, I'm not stupid, but at the same time, most of the time in those movies, if somebody does something, if there's something stupid to be done, the people do the absolute dumbest thing possible. And like, it doesn't make any sense logically to me, because I'm a very logical person. Like, and they don't make any sense logically most of the time in these movies, you know? So whatever, that's, I get it. Like, that's, this is what it is.
I just tend to find, like, I'm a horror guy. I tend to find it's almost like I do with music. It seems like anymore. I'm watching the same stuff I did in high school because the new stuff is shit. Like, I feel like now everybody's trying to make the horses and Kane. It just doesn't. It doesn't.
Well, like I said, a lot of times they're just cashing in on the name. They just, and that's 100% what this movie was. It was just I need to stop saying it. That was the Evil Dead Rising. That's what it was. It was
Evil Dead Rising.
Evil Dead. We're going to slap it on a movie about an apartment bank and be done with it.
Hey, you know what? We should make a movie about an apartment.
We're going to put the automatons from Chuck E. Cheese in the movie as the.
Hey, did you hear they got rid of Pasquale Pete?
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
It's a sad day.
I know we kind of got. Wait, I just had a thought. Right.
What's that?
We should convince them, because apparently they'll let anybody who's not made anything make an Evil Dead movie.
Yeah.
We should go to the producers, like, listen, you want to make an Evil Dead but an apartment building, right? We got the perfect plan. And my thought is, let's find another movie or TV show that's in an apartment building, but then we're just gonna put Evil Dead in it. So, like, for example, we could do The Big Bang, but Evil Dead's in their apartment and kills them all.
No, you know what? We'll do an Evil Dead in Chuck E. Cheese after it's closed and all the workers are cleaning
and
up.
Like the book is stuck in like the ass of one of the suits.
Yeah.
And like they actually find it.
Or
to the bottom of the ball pit. Like it got buried there, and no one's ever gone that deep before.
A priest left it down there. He's like, nobody will ever find it down here.
Right.
He left it along with his MP3 player. And and one of the right after Radiohead Creep, the rules for the book come on when one of the workers finds it at the bottom of the ball pit, and he's like, "Oh, sweet, Creep from Radiohead," and he puts it on the PA system. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my god! And then of course somebody will be in the Pasquale Pete costume, will get possessed wearing the costume.
Yeah.
That's pure nightmare fuel.
Just running amok.
I think it's like the like the robot jittering walk. And like he's killing people with pizza paddles and like drumming his pizza paddle drumsticks.
Fucking mustache.
Oh, do you think Chuck E. Cheese would let us have the rights to do that movie?
We'll just call it something else. Jim's Pizza or something. Doesn't matter.
Jim's Pizza.
Yeah, I mean, we can just make up a pizza. Everybody will
yeah.
know it's Chuck E. Cheese, but we just won't.
Richard Rat. Richard Rat's
Rat.
Pizza Shop.
Yeah. Richard Rat.
Richard the Rat's Pizza Shop. Okay. Okay. Instead of Pasquale Pete, we'll call him Rascally Ryan. I come up with our names all day.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter. We'll just
come up with our names all day. And hey, if there's already a Richard Rat, guess what? Then we'll do Punky Platypus's Pizza Playhouse.
Yeah.
That's 4 P's right there. I do this all day. All day.
Tommy Vermin. Boom.
Oh man, well, look, now you're just whipping them out. Listen, if anybody's looking to start
Tommy Vermin's Pizza Extravaganza. That's what it's called.
Listen, anybody out there, first off, TM. Secondly, if you're looking to get into business with a rodent themed pizza shop, let us know. We come up with names all day.
We're gonna film the next Evil Dead movie.
It'll be great. And it will make as much sense as Evil Dead Rise.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Maybe more sense.
And we'll try, instead of like the demon, instead of locking them outside or having them in the basement, we'll enclose them in the slide.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So now they're just in the slide for some reason. And then we'll say that to kill them, you have to force them to eat awful pizza or something stupid.
There's a surprising amount of people that really love Chuck E. Cheese pizza.
I know.
I used to have a manager that used to say that all the time. Like he was like, Chuck E. Cheese pizza is the best. He's like, he would just like have his wife pick up like a couple pizzas on them. I'm like,
dude, that blew. I just actually found that out. I don't know what it was, but like when I became an adult, in my mind, the only time another adult was eating Chuck E. Cheese pizza was when they had
they were at
kids there. Kids. And like, I ate there once when I was a kid. I fucking hated the pizza. It was awful, right? But now, like, then I found out recently that like that's a thing where adults with no children will just get Chuck E. Cheese pizza to go.
Takeout, yeah.
Like what?
I haven't had Chuck E. Cheese pizza for a long time, but I remember it being like
not good.
Have you ever had one of those frozen pizza shells?
Yeah,
not like Boboli's Italian, like
no, but like a flavorless pizza.
They're like they're basically like cardboard that you put like sauce on. You know what I mean? That's what I remember it being like. You know what? Honestly, maybe this weekend I'm gonna just call up and be like,
hold on a second.
We need to.
I had an idea.
Yeah,
I agree. We should do a react video where we'll try Chuck E. Cheese pizza and react.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do maybe after this episode comes out, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll give the fine folks a couple days to listen. That following weekend, we'll do a YouTube react to Chuck E. Cheese pizza. We should like get a couple different things from their menu, obviously.
Yeah, do they really have anything else?
I apparently they have like appetizer stuff and like
really.
I think we should get a little Chuck E. Cheese feast. And we'll
Chuck E. Cheese feast.
We'll try a little bit of everything, see how we feel about it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I was surprised by that too.
Yeah.
And then you told me like, I don't know, whoever you were talking about the one day. And I was like, yeah, I remember like one of my ex-managers at a place I used to work. He was like, he was always talking, he'd be like, oh, Chuck E. Cheese is the best. And blah, blah, blah. He's like, I'm gonna have my wife pick up something. Like, what? You're gonna what? Yeah. Chuck E. Cheese pizza?
I remember when
I thought that was just like a consolation prize for being there. You know what I mean? Like,
I know when I was told this, I was like, my brain won't accept that. I was like, what do you mean they eat Chuck E. Cheese? Like, they're like, yeah, like they like once a week. And I'm like, without their kids? They're like, well, they don't have kids. I'm like, well, then why are they allowed in Chuck E. Cheese? Because I just assumed unless you had children, you weren't allowed in Chuck E. Cheese. Or if you weren't with a child.
Right. Well, you're not allowed to like stay there, I guess. You know.
Well, right. But I mean, like, I didn't think you'd be allowed in to even just get food. I didn't think you could get stuff to go. You know, and like, now I found it good. Like, but no, seriously, I think we should next weekend we should, or do whatever we should do. We'll do a Chuck E. Cheese YouTube test. You know, and either we're gonna find our new favorite pizza place.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, I'm not putting it out there that that's not gonna happen. I remember it not being great.
No.
Although I didn't go to Chuck E. Cheese a lot when I was young. I went to Sideshow Pizza. Like that was the joint when I was younger.
We
I
had
remember there was a couple birthday, but God, it's been 30 years or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
because guess what? I'm an adult and I don't just like
Yeah.
think about going to Chuck E. Cheese to get pizza. Like never one time have I been like, you know what? I'm in the mood for pizza. Where should we get pizza? Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
What like
Why not? Listen, I went one time when I was a kid, and it was the most miserable experience of my life because one, I didn't like the pizza, and I was
yeah.
hungry as shit, and I was like, well, I can't eat, like, his pizza's like unedible. And then I was like, well, fuck it, I'll go play on the jungle gym and jump in the ball pit. And like there was this like slide thing, and I came out of slide and landed into some kid's throw up. So like that was the only time I
Yeah.
ever
So
went to Chuck E. Cheese.
maybe your opinion, your memory of it
Yeah.
is influenced one way. Yeah, maybe it's
Yeah.
slated a little bit. So
I always like there was something near us that was called Goff. We all called it Goff, but it was good
mhm.
old fashioned family fun, and we called it Goff. So maybe like that place was cool. Pizza was good. Didn't like Chuck E. Cheese, but yeah, maybe like I said, maybe we'll get a little Chuck E. Cheese feast.
I
See
don't
what's
like.
up.
I didn't know they had anything but pizza.
Yeah, like
Honestly,
here. Let
like
me let's
they have
pull
a
up here.
menu.
I'm gonna pull up the Chuck E. Cheese uh Chuck E. Cheese menu. Let's see here. What is the old Chuck E. Cheese?
They have
Chuck E.
a,
Cheese's motto is Chuck E. Cheese. It's always good to play. All right, let's see here. They have holy shit, dude. They got a unicorn cupcakes,
pizza and more.
unicorn
Yeah,
churros,
Lanky Box Kitchen bundle.
rainbow ice Dippin' Dots, rainbow cotton candy, stuffed crust. So they
I don't
got
see just. They got wings. They got
yeah,
cheesy bread.
they
Wow, they
got
have
all their
appetizers.
pizzas.
They have
Uh
cheesy bread, French fries, app
wings.
sampler, which is cheesy bread and French fries, which
and wings.
yeah.
And wings.
But it's weird
Uh
because like you click on appetizers and it's like cheesy bread and French fries, and then there's an
yeah,
app sampler, but nowhere else does it list wings as the app
yeah.
sampler.
Their desserts are cakes. You can get a cake, a warm cookie, unicorn
Mm.
churros, uh, and Dippin' Dots. We're not gonna try salad because I just feel like you're just asking for a stomach ache.
Salmonella.
Yeah, and they have beer and wine.
Really?
Yeah,
What has happened to Chuck E. Cheese?
I don't know. So I'm thinking here. I'm thinking we'll get a pizza, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll get a pizza. We should probably get a thing of wings.
I, you know what's weird is like giving little kids saucy barbecue wings while they're playing at Chuck E. Cheese Pizza. Doesn't that seem weird? Like, and they're
Right,
not even boneless wings. Like,
right, right. I think we get a pizza.
Chicken nuggets in
We
there.
get an appetized platter, which will come with the cheesy bread, fries, and
Yeah,
wings. And then I think for the dessert, because we already know what a cookie and a cake tastes like, we should
yeah.
get a thing at the unicorn churros, and we'll see what happens. You know?
See what happens.
Yeah, just give it a try.
They have a salad bar. I mean, I'm assuming it's not every place. Yeah, they have an order online. Like,
yeah, like would you eat
delivery? They deliver.
Get the shit out of here.
No, like it says deliver. I'm assuming it's like probably DoorDash or something,
Dude,
right?
do you know you can buy they sell merch now? There's Chuck E. Cheese t-shirts, socks, a mystery plush, a plush ball, a sticker book.
Now we are woefully ill-informed about Chuck E. Cheese.
Wow. And they donate the money you buy there? Dude, okay. All right, well, we know what we're doing this weekend now. You know what I mean? We
Yeah,
know
for
what we're
sure.
doing. We are we're going to wait, what's a lanky box?
Yeah, I don't know. That's some kind of weird.
Oh, that's your choice of one flavor mac and cheese, fox and pizza, foxy churros, trading cards, and 100 take. Oh, it's like a packed lunch if you don't want to eat with a group.
Yeah.
Well, that's weird. Okay, we're just gonna order the food. Holy shit! I can't believe we're. I'm kind of. Is it weird? I'm kind of excited to sit here and eat Chuck E. Cheese with you.
Yeah, no, not really. I mean, yeah, but you know, that's fine.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't even know how I'm gonna react if I'm like, wow, this is fantastic.
I'm gonna be a little disappointed in myself. I might have to re-examine my life.
If you're like, my favorite pizza place is Chuck E. Cheese. Dude, how do you, with a straight face, right? Like, say you get a new job and they're like, "Oh, we gotta set up your security questions." The first one is, "What's your favorite pizza place?"
Chuck E. Cheese.
Are you, well, with that, or are you gonna lie? Because I feel like if you have any self-respect, you should lie. Oh, you're gonna go all in. Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm thinking if we like it, we might have to buy some of those Chuck E. Cheese T-shirts.
I wonder who delivers it. I wonder if they have delivery people or
let me look at DoorDash and see if DoorDash delivers Chuck E. Cheese. Because then at least we won't have to walk in there without kids and look like weirdos. Oh my God, Chuck E. Cheese or DoorDash delivers Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. Man, are we the weird ones? Like, no, we can't be.
No, there's no way. Dude, like, you can order, like, oh my God. Like, I'm looking at their DoorDash menu.
Mm-hmm.
You got your different pizza sizes. You can get cotton candy for some reason. Build your own pizza. They got specialty pizzas. You got your appetizers, wings. They have extra large wings, which is, what the? If you want extra large wings, it's $45.
Jesus Christ. Is that like a whole chicken?
Oh, it's enough wings for 8 people.
Oh, okay. Like, it's not the size of the wings, it's the number of wings.
Right,
okay.
right. And then you can get like side sauces and stuff. Oh my God. Well, I mean, I guess we know what we're doing. You know?
Fucking right.
All right. Well, that's what we're doing.
Well, I mean, you know.
Hey, thank you, Evil Dead Rise. You have opened the door of a new experience so that we may eat Chuck E. Cheese. This may force us to hate Evil Dead Rise more than we already do.
Yeah.
Wow.
We might be enlightened, though.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. All right, cool. Jeff, would you recommend the original Evil Dead people?
I would. Anybody who likes horror and like I said, it wasn't really even that scary. It's definitely an adult movie. There's some adult things in it, you know. So not for children, but you shouldn't be letting your children watch horror movies anyway. Otherwise, you're a savage. So.
And you're gonna have kids end up like me.
Yeah, just like Eli. Nobody wants that. So.
Unless you want your kids to be trained in the way of the ghost rules. So,
well, I don't want to get into that. Yeah,
no.
You have to. Did the demons follow the ghost rules, or they're different?
Well, no, they're demons. There's different demon rules. You know,
they
follow the demon rules.
Well, I don't want to get into that. So.
No, we won't get that today. We'll see that.
What about you? What's your recommendation?
I think it's one of those movies everybody should watch at least once.
Mm-hmm.
Once when you're old enough, like it's a good time. It's just one of those good like on a Saturday night, you know, your significant other, or even just by yourself, just curl up some popcorn, some Chuck E. Cheese, and watch Evil Dead. Cool. Well, hey everybody, we appreciate you listening.
If you have the choice to watch this or go see the new Evil Dead Rise, just watch this.
Just watch this. Just pretend that new one doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's definitely you can wait for video or on demand, or just don't watch it at all, and you won't be missing anything in your life. You'll literally get all the good parts from that movie from this, because that's what they stole it from. So
yeah, pretty much.
And I'm using the term good loosely. So
pretty much. Yeah, so we definitely roll loose. I'd say roll loose.
Yeah.
But hey, thanks everybody for listening. If you enjoyed, or if it's your first time listening, make sure you follow or subscribe to wherever you listen to your podcasts. Leave us a review. It's the beginning of summer. You have a belly full of Chuck E. Cheese. Why not give a 5-star review? Dude, wouldn't it be crazy if we got sponsored by Chuck E. Cheese?
Possible.
Oh my God.
I don't think they got a lot going on nowadays, do they?
No, like we'll sponsor Chuck E. Cheese. Sponsor the shit out of it. Anyways,
I'll dress up like Pasquale Pete,
because I mean, why wouldn't this children's company want to be featured on an episode where we're talking about shooting somebody in the neck with gummy snakes? Which I'm sure you can get at Chuck E. Cheese with the tickets.
Oh man, what if they put Salsa Duke
gummies
as one of the new characters at Chuck E. Cheese? Yeah.
Oh man! And like one of the videos,
this is real power, and he shoots people with a snake.
in one of the video games as a ghost girl, and you're trying to push
Yeah.
the box through a door.
Yeah.
Oh my
Man,
god!
yeah, like to win tokens, you gotta like get the little box under
Yeah,
the thing.
yeah.
Oh man, we
Hey,
can make all kinds of games.
TM, all
TM,
that Chuck E.
yep,
Cheese,
TM,
TM.
TM.
But yeah, so hey, leave us a 5-star review. If you want to fuel us so we can keep making more great experiences for children, give us 5 stars. If it's Apple Podcast, give us a review. We haven't gotten a written review in a while, and kind of making Jeff sad a little bit. He just like talk about it. You know, he just like talk about it. You can also watch episodes on YouTube, so make sure you like, follow, subscribe us over there. Leave some comments. We know you guys are watching. We've seen it. Some comments. Show us some love. We're like Tinkerbell. If you don't believe in us, we'll die. Or we're forced to eat Chuck E. Cheese. You see what you're doing to us? But no. Also, you can follow us on Facebook and on Instagram, Loremasters Absurd. You can follow me on Instagram at Loremaster Eli. Jeff, where can they follow you?
You can follow me at Loremaster Jeff on Instagram. I have a Facebook as well. Loremaster Jeff at Facebook. I just Jeff James at Facebook. I think I don't know. I look at it, but I don't really know what it's called.
I don't even have Facebook, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do follow us, like, subscribe, everything. You can also email us at
funtimes at loremastersabsurd.com.
Yeah.
Also, if you we're getting a Discord, a community server for Discord going on. We play tabletop RPGs, video games, talk about movies, basically a pop culture, anything you can think of. Let us know via either a comment or send us an email, or leave a post on one of our social medias if you'd like to join the Discord server. We'll get you an invite.
Yeah. And keep an eye on our YouTube because we have some fun stuff planned over there. Apparently, one of them is going to be a Chuck E. Cheese review. So keep an eye for that. And as always, keep listening because where else are you going to hear about all the new and exciting things that may happen at a rodent-themed children's restaurant coming near you? Bye.